This strategy is called visual vocabulary. The dependence on a single vocabulary instruction method will not result in optimal learning. Therefore, visual vocabulary is one of 4 vocabulary strategies that can be found in our teacher's manual and in our curriculum. And in this particular strategy, students will be analyzing and understanding text complexity, learning new vocabulary by defining terms with the student's own words, contextualizing vocabulary through authentic examples and visual representation, using problem-solving and reasoning skills to match up terms with definition and symbolic representation. And as always, the most important thing is making connections, either text to text, text to self, or text to world when examining the text, and critically and logically thinking while reading. The materials needed for this particular strategy is a reading assignment, primary or secondary source, index cards or blank paper, and envelopes to keep those hard copies in. Visual vocabulary can be used to gamify a lesson. In this particular strategy, this would be similar to a memory game. You would match up cards, 4 different cards, and figure out the vocabulary word that the 4 cards are trying to give you clues about. So your groups can compete against each other. Speaking of groups, you will divide the class into even groups of 3 to 5 students, depending on the number of words. And so for example, if you have 15 terms, then you would want 5 groups of 3 students each. You would provide each student with, in each group, a term along with a list of resources to gather more information. And you would explain to the students that the goal is that each student is responsible for teaching the other students in their group the meaning and the understanding of the terms given. On card 1, the students will write a definition. Teachers may want to remind students that when they're looking up a word, many words have multiple definitions, so they would want to locate a definition that seems like it would go with the time period or the topic being studied. On this example of card 1, I have not written my term. I've just given a definition of the term. Be sure to make sure students understand they do not write the term that they have been given anywhere on any card. Also, do not put their names on the card. You may want to also remember or think about all students using pencils or the same color ink pen, and you'll understand that better as we go through. Card 2 will be the visual representation. On the card given in this example, I have used pictures from a web search to put with my definition. Again, the term should not be on the card, and students can draw. My students do stick figures or things of that nature on their cards when I'm doing a hard copy. I have done digitals before, and so it's easy for the students to do a Google search and find images that relate to their definition. Card 3 is a list of a minimum of 3 facts, traits, characteristics, or examples that will describe the word, but you cannot use the word itself in the explanation. Card 4 is a Jeopardy-style question or riddle where the facts, traits, characteristics may be used to obtain the word, phrase, term, or concept as the answer. So in this example, I have given a Jeopardy style question. Another thing you may want to think about is your students may not understand what a Jeopardy style question is. In other instances, when I introduce this strategy to my students, I allow them to give a hashtag they would put on a social media post without using the word in their hashtag. So once your students have their 4 cards ready and everyone in the group has the 4 cards ready, then the cards will be gathered, shuffled, and the students will work together as a group to match up the 4 cards and guess what the term is being described. Then, if you want to further extend this strategy or this game, the students can put all the cards from their group shuffled up inside a manila envelope, and then you can pass the cards around to different groups and they can play the memory game. This is why it's important to maybe use the same color writing utensil, or even you can do it digitally and print it out and put them on cards so all the text is the same, or print them out and cut up strips of paper. In your teacher's manual, you will see a one sheet with all 4 cards on it, and you can see how that you can create text boxes and cut those apart and have strips. If you have any questions, remember to ask at the end of the day. Thank you.